This Thorold backyard is the training center for Canada's second strongest man. Wes Derwinsky, known to his friends as Moose, claimed the title this summer at a competition in Quebec. The 26-year-old Thorold High graduate has been competing in strongman competitions since he was 18.
I went in kind of cocky, wanted to be the guy who came in and everybody looked at and went wow, but ended up coming second last. But the guy I beat was 18, and halfway through the show I changed my goals to just beat the other 18-year-old, and I achieved that goal. So
from that point, how did you progress and get better?
From that show, just tried to connect with guys that were at the show and just try to get bigger and stronger training partners and people who could teach me the tricks of the trade and who had the equipment, because at the time I didn't have any of the equipment. So
that's key, because when I think about someone hitting the weight room like you said you were in Thorold, I mean, you're looking at traditional weights, maybe some machines and those kinds of things. So when you get into a strongman competition, this is a completely new deal.
Pretty easy to lift things when they're evenly distributed on a barbell or things like that, but when it's 400 pounds on a barbell as opposed to 400 pounds of concrete stone with no handles, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more of a brute strength or grown man strength that you got to have.
We saw you do the tire, a 950-pound tire. What is the key to doing that successfully?
Tire flipping, it's a very athletic movement. It's just getting a good grip on the tire, sinking your hips, and just using your weight to drive into the tire and not necessarily deadlifting the tire, and then just getting it end over end as many times as possible.
What's the most challenging of all of the activities?
The most challenging would probably have to be the Atlas stones. You know, just a round cement ball with no handles, and we get upwards of 450, 460 pounds that we have to lift them.
Would take me back to Quebec this year, placing second, Canada's second strongest man. What were your shortcomings there?
My shortcomings would have been the Viking press, so it's overhead press movement. I accomplished personally a good goal, but overall it didn't do much for me. And then I would have to say the Hercules hold, which is a grip event. I've been known to have good grip, but what I thought was a good time just ended up not being a good time. So you just got to roll with the punches and try and do better on the next event, which is what I had to do.
Thorold Mayor Terry Ugulini chose one of Wes's recent training days to present him with the certificate from the city.
You know, the city of Thorold's produced a lot of great athletes over the year, and Wes is another addition to that, and we're so proud of him. And you can just see by being here the amount of work that goes into getting to that level and the dedication. But the city of Thorold has got a long line of achievements with our athletes, and it's a great place to live, grow up, and it's great to see it's a well-rounded sport community.
Wes's mom, Grace, says it's always been a bit of a challenge feeding her son, who's now 6'2", 315 pounds.
He does eat a lot for the normal person. Like, we're just having something simple like hot dogs. It's 4 double burgers and 3 chicken breasts and a whole box of chicken fingers and a 5-pound lasagna. I always have to know when he's going to be home for dinner, so I know if I have to make that much more.
It must make you really pleased to see him take on this leadership role, setting up here with all of this equipment and helping to train others as well.
Yeah, we love sitting out here on Saturdays watching him. We videotape every Saturday. Even though we watch him do the same things, he always just gets that much better, that much stronger. The weights change, they get bigger. Now he just got a new tire. So, and like I said, we do live on a perfect street that we are very fortunate. We have very little traffic, so he can use up this lovely little road space we have here, and yeah, it works out great for him.
Wes's goal is to host local competitions such as the King of the Jungle event held earlier this summer. To that end, he trains with a number of like-minded competitors.
We held the King of the Jungle at Safari Niagara, me and my girlfriend, and it went very well. We're hoping to reach out and try and find future venues in the Niagara region. So if anybody wants us to host the Strongman contest, please get in contact with myself or my girlfriend. And growing the sport in Niagara would be huge, because right now I have to go to Quebec just about every time I want to compete. And I'd love to bring it here to Niagara Falls and put on some really big shows and bring some of the strongest people in the world here.
Though COVID has left the date of the next competition up in the air somewhat, Moose continues to train hard here in Thorold to try to claim the top spot in 2022. Reporting for The Source, I'm Mike Balsom.